everyone, and welcome back to Creative Me. I'm Marissa. If this is your first time checking out my channel, please feel free to peruse my other videos and thumbs up anything that you might like and subscribe down below for more. Today I am going to introduce to everyone the art of needle felting. I have some beginner supplies and I'm going to show you what I am using, how much I got it for, and where I got them will also be listed down below in the description. So let's get started and have some fun. Okay, so here are my supplies for this project. I'm going to be using some Dimensions products. All of these are Dimension products. You can find them at Hobby Lobby or Michaels. I will leave the descriptions down below as well as the link so that you can see how much everything costs, because I only have the price for this one. I've had some of these things for a while, but this one still has the Hobby Lobby tag on it for $6.99. Of course, you could use a coupon and get it for less. So this little kit comes with the foam block that you can use as your backing as you press the needle in so you don't get hurt. It comes with 2 of these singular needles to press in the felt into, well, either into itself or into one of these. Now this is your wool felt piece of kind of like your regular craft felt squares that you get, only this is a little thicker and 100% wool. You can use the felting squares that you get at any craft store. These little fall leaves I made with different colors behind and then the felting on the top of a different color so it looks a little bit more variegated. I really love making these things in the fall time. So there's an idea that you can use if you don't want to pitch in for this, just to be a little on the less expensive side anyway. So this all came in a pack from Dimensions, and it was just a whole bunch of different colors of felting that you can use for different projects, either to felt onto itself to make a little creature or shape, anything that you want, or to felt onto felt or clothing. I mean, there's so many different things you can do. Now this one is a multi-needle felting tool. This should help things go by a little quicker. I've never used it before, but I'm looking forward to exploring this with you. I have some fabric scissors. You can use any regular house scissors. Anything that you can cut felt with, you'll be able to use. I'm just going to use my fabric scissors. You'll need a pen of some sort. You'll need a piece of paper or cardboard. I just got this from some packaging that I had, and I'm going to trace a 4-leaf clover on it because that's the project that I want to do. So I'll draw a 4-leaf clover on here, cut that out, and then trace it onto here and cut that out. And then the other thing I'm going to use are these friendship thread threading. You don't need to use this. You can use any kind of string, yarn, anything that you may have lying around. You don't have to splurge on this. I just like to pick the color and I had it on hand. So let's get started and craft a little 4-leaf clover. Okay, to get started, I'm going to montage opening everything up and all of the easy stuff. And when we get to the actual felting, then we will slow it down and I'll show you step by step what I'm doing. Okay, so for anybody wondering why I used these scissors, it's because when I cut out my little piece of cardboard, I did not want to ruin my fabric scissors with the cardboard. You should only use your fabric scissors on fabric and cloth. So I used my regular scissors for that so that I can save the use on my fabric only scissors. Just in case you guys didn't know that, what that was for. So I have my little shape that I cut out. Now if you need patterns, you can go online and find patterns. You can tell here on this little block that I had done my little leaf here. It kind of etched itself into it. And that's just because of the pressure of the needle, and the needle breaks down the foam over time. And so every once in a while, if you do a lot more needle felting, you'll need to replace your little block of foam. But it wasn't that expensive, so you'll learn how to do that fairly easily. So I have my clover ready. I'm going to do a variegated dark green and light green on it. I only need to take a little bit of my felt, or a little bit of my wool to start off with. I just place it where I want it to be, and then I just poke it with a needle. And you're just gonna poke the mess out of it. This is a kind of like a therapeutic thing to do if you're angry at someone or frustrated at life. This is a good way to get out those aggressions. You can just poke, 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 poke. Now, obviously, you don't want to poke so hard that you're going through to any surfaces. If you want to, just make sure your surface below is okay to be poked on. And so what this does is it binds the wool to the wool. So it's pushing the little pieces of, it's pushing the little fibers into one another and binding them together. Now this is similar to what happens if you wash wool in the washer and dry it in the dryer. That's why it's very a delicate thing to wash. You have to make sure that you read your labels when you do that. You could take this and you could wash it up and dry it as well, and it would just bind even more and more, and it might shrink as well. So I've got that light green in there, so let's put a little bit of the dark green in it as well. And we're just gonna kind of give it a little bit of a marbling effect. So again, you just poke, 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 poke all of that in there. And then when I'm done with this dark green, we'll try a little bit more of the light green with the new multi-needle tool and see how that works. My guess is I'm not gonna have to poke as much. So you might get a little, wrist action going on, might get a little pain in your wrist, so take it easy. So I noticed this tool has a lock and unlock. When it's in the locked position, the ball on the clear part here is not lined up with the other ball. When it is lined up, then it will be able to push down. So I'll just push it down like this, and look at that, it goes quickly. So let's get a little bit more of the light green and maybe a little bit more of the dark green, and we'll push all that in there together and see what that looks like. That's very quick. That really is binding very quickly. I feel like I do have to push with a lot more pressure than I do with the single needle. And I'm sure that's just because you're pushing so many needles in at the same time into your foam behind. So it's grabbing a lot more. So it seems like it's sticking a lot more as well. But this is perfect for when you're doing bigger projects, obviously, as opposed to smaller projects. I am going to zoom through the rest of this with you, but I did want to show you how you could make a three-dimensional project. Now, I started this little ball with a cotton ball, or you can use a pom-pom ball. Like I have a little pom-pom ball in here. I have a few of them that I had saved for projects. This was one that I was going to make with a little acorn cap on the top for my fall projects that I was doing with the leaves. So what I had done here is I just held the little cotton ball or a pom-pom ball on my foam, and then I built it up with the extra pieces. Just kept building it up, sticking it all in and binding it together. And then to do the little decoration, I just took a little bit of my light green and I twisted it together, kind of like if you were doing your own, spindling. And I wrapped that around where I wanted it and then stuck that in as well. So that's how you can do a 3D kind. You can also use pipe cleaners inside to give it a bendable approach if you want to do little ears for a bunny. or any sort of thing. Those things are really fun to create. So let me know down below if you want to see me do any tutorials of making any 3D objects. But for now, let's finish up our 3-leaf clover. I did say 4-leaf clover. Apparently I made a 3-one. Oh well, I'm not perfect. Let's keep going. Alright, so I've finished my clover with as much as I wanted to do. You can also do extra on the corners to get rid of all of the white if you want. I kind of like having the different colors in there, the white and both greens. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to thread a little string at the top using one of my friendship threads. You can use, again, any string that you have. I just wanted to use something that matched color-wise. Now, you can either poke a hole with your needle through the top or wherever it is that you want to hang this from, and just kind of work it a little bigger to put your thread through. I, though, however, do have a little plastic needle that I am going to use to push it through. You can use any needle that you can get your thread through, and that would work just fine as well. Or like I said, just poke a hole in it. You can use your scissors, anything you want really. I'm just gonna cut a little piece off of here so that I can hang this up somewhere in my home. You can use these as ornaments. You can use them as little gifts for people. Really anything that you can think of. They're just sweet little mementos that you make for yourself or for others that are very much appreciated as gifts and stuff. So I'm just gonna hang this up somewhere and enjoy it. So let me know if you want to see me do any more of this type of felting project, and just leave that down in the comments below and we can create something else. But isn't this cute? It's so sweet. You could do more designs in it with different colors. You could put a cross in it if that's what you like to do. But I really just enjoy this type of a project. So have a good one, and don't forget to be creative. Bye-bye.